Thanks for joining us on Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. Well, there's a big meeting scheduled for Gosford, but it's at Royal Randwick this weekend. But that's not going to bother us. Plenty of winners to find. A lot of best bets value in there as well. The $100 hot seat. Of course, the charity multi as well. And Mike, with all this beautiful weather around, it just makes you want to be at the track, doesn't it?
It is a special time of year. It's a magic time of year. Crisp, cool days. A great time to go to the footy. A great time to go to the racetrack as well, which us sports lovers can't go yet. Oh. A few more months of lockdown coming our way. We've got to look after each other. But the man that I'm most worried about is the man to my left, Mr. Everywhere man. Usually 2 footy games a week, 2 race meetings a week and pub every night of the week. How are you handling lockdown, Stu?
Oh, mate, a bit of tennis, a bit of swimming still. But look, I'm missing my footy the most. The Tigers are meant to be playing Canberra up in Scully Park this week, Tamworth. But that's now been taken over by the Warriors, mate.
Yeah, that would be a great match to go to. What are the Tigers? They always come ninth, don't they? And speaking of Tigers, we're kind of tipping like Tigers at the moment, aren't we? We're underwater for the Key Factors this year. Big returns needed this weekend. Yes,
they're not coming ninth this year, mate, and Key Factors can only go forward. So let's get into it, Mike. The big meeting, as we said, Royal Randwick this weekend. The rail is out 3 metres.
It has, and the Randwick track has not had the break it usually gets after the carnival. Remember, just a couple of weeks ago, the last 200 or 300 metres was pretty chopped up. So watch out for a good 4 to soft 5 track. A bit chopped up in the straight.
Yep.
The bias could be anything. But the last time the rail was out 3 metres, it was a bit near rails.
OK, so all eyes on the track this weekend. And look, what a card of racing it is. Obviously, the Gosford Gold Cup, the feature, that's going to be in our races, Mike. But some other great races on the cards here. I think you were calling this the Winter Slipper race too.
How good is race 2? It's the first race we're looking at tonight, and it's an absolute cracker. The Winter Slipper it is. On to race 4. That's a cracking race as well. Plenty of depth in that race. And then we're doing race 7, 8 and 9. We haven't done a get-out stakes for a while, Stu. And it's definitely a tricky one as well.
All right, so an early start to the day. The Winter Slipper it is, and I think we've got as much as 4 debut winners in the race, and what a race it is shaping up to be. So the 2-year-olds late in the season, we'll see who can register a win as we get the night started with a market for these 2-year-olds, Mike. And how about some betting moves? $11, thank you very much, for Kinloch, into as much as $4.60. Got to the outside and powered home at Newcastle. Really savaged the line. The money's come there. Kukaracha on the second line, $5. Just kept coming, winning at Geelong. So up from Melbourne, we've got Ocean Emperor there, $5.50. Held them all off at Warwick Farm on debut. Went well back, $2.60 into $2.10. Equation, $8. Press Statement Colt having its first start, looking smart in its trial. Overlord, $8.50. Sebring by Red Tracer. What a mare she was, running on behind Ocean Emperor there. And of course, who could forget Red Tracer winning the Mire, beating Catkins in 2013, Mike. But what a race this is to start the day.
Red Tracer, we loved that mare. Let's have a look at Kinloch, $4.60. Newcastle 900 metre race. What he's doing there, Stu? Gets way back, and you just don't win from this far back over 900 metres. He flies home late. I think the money came because a horse called Already Blessed, who came third, came out and won at Canterbury just a couple of days ago. But Already Blessed time was very, very poor. It was 0.7 seconds below the fillies that day. Maybe the form's not quite as good as we thought, but it was a strong win.
Yeah, well, look, 900 metres, Mike. That's the query, right, to 1,200.
It smashed that line, and we love a horse that smashes the lines, Stu.
OK, there's a look at one replay. Let's have a look at another one now. We're looking at Ocean Emperor here and a couple of others. Of course, Overlord stuck wide this day, Mike, but 1,100 metres here. We've got the leader fighting on really well, and as we said, regularly bred. Sebring by Red Tracer is Overlord.
Yeah, Overlord smashes the line in the trials, and have a look what he does here. The Kenzo, when the rail's true, sometimes the inside is the place to be early on. It evens out later on. But this was an early race that day. Overlord wide, the bias against, revs up. And the last 150 metres, he absolutely smashes the line. Randwick, 1,200 metres. Yes, please, Stu.
All right, so I want to see you get into all these race guide profiles, Mike, because that's the way we're going to identify if this sort of horse can smash the line. You've already said it probably looks like a likely type to do that. And let's get this first race started. Race number 2 on the card. Light up the form here, Mike, for the 2-year-olds.
Yeah, Winter Slipper for a reason. Quality form across the board. Ocean Emperor and Overlord with the bias against. Light them up. The time was quick.
OK, let's get our mini race started. Keep your eyes on the top right-hand side of the screen. We've got gold for progression for a lot of these 2-year-olds.
We don't know these horses that well, so we are guessing which ones can progress. We've let up a few there.
We're guessing and we're learning all the time. Mike, distance at stage of prep.
The one thing about this race is some have been exposed to 11, 1200 metres, some haven't. Kinloch to 12 should love it. Overlord to 12 should love it. And Peltzer, so you think, he should love it too.
OK, so Overlord sticking his neck out there. Track conditions likely back to a good track.
Yeah, and Randwick suits Overlord perfectly.
All right, there he goes. The favourite with a few lengths to make up here for all those that have plunged in at the early odds, but a little bit of love there with goal for Kinloch.
Yeah, inside Barry's equation, the stable plans to use the Barry and Kinloch. If you watch the debut run, it jumped quite well. Barrier 3, I think, could be right on the pace too.
All right, so it's Overlord there from one length from the favourite, Kinloch. But as we said, so much money there for the favourite. Did they want to see a little bit more in the ratings? They probably did, Mike. But look, a little bit of value here to start the day. But look, the favourite's only a length behind, but very, very well backed. How about all that money?
Yeah, I reckon when they backed it, they thought 900 to 1200 metres is absolutely going to eat it up.
Yeah.
But they probably didn't realise how hot this race was.
They cop one.
There's so many horses that can win this race, but Overlord is the one that I want to back. The bias was against first up. He smashed line, 1200 metres is ideal. And Allura, which that debut run, that was pretty strong as well. OK,
so Overlord there at a little bit of odds to kickstart the day at Randwick this weekend. That's race 2. Let's now have a look at race number 4, 1400 metres. It's a benchmark 78 handicap for the 3 and the 4-year-olds. And look, only the 10 runners here, but a lot of talent in the mix. And of course, Subpoena's one of those. Well backed as well. $4.60 into $3.30. Kembla Classic, Vinery, the James Carr, Rubisaki form. It's looking good for this. True Detective, $3.90. Well backed favourite in the last a couple of weeks ago. Ouch for those who backed it. Only 2 out of 11. 5 runs deep into the prep, so we'll see how it goes. Opacity there, $7.50 resuming. John O'Shea's Ocean Park gelding building an impressive record. Winner 3 from 4. Miss Einstein, $9.50. Running on fresh behind True Detective. And of course, Jason Collett, well, he's ridden this mare all of her starts.
Subpoenaed, the money has come early. She's very talented. This was a good run. Let's have a look and see what we thought. The first thing to say is it was a strong tempo and she was absolutely in the slot, just where you want to be off a strong tempo, peeling to the outside, running on. So she had every single chance. The next question is, how do you rate her?
Yep.
Do you rate her around the 96 rated Rubisaki, who she was just behind, or based on the horses she beat? I'm looking behind her like I always did.
Yep.
Which gives her a little bit of a boost of form, but not as much as you expect.
OK, and of course, 2,000 back to 1,400 metre there, Mike, and it sticks at that distance this weekend.
Yeah, and both 1,400 metre starts is prep in strong tempos.
Yep.
It might slack it on Saturday.
OK, so let's look at the favourite. Let's have a look at another race now. And I love having a look for these sort of races because 8 months ago, well, all these horses, well, 3 of them clashed together. We're looking at Subpoenaed, Celestial Falls, Einstein. Look, Subpoenaed's obviously gone on since then to run 7 times. Celestial Falls only run twice since, and Einstein only 3 times since. So Subpoenaed's had the one with a bit of running, Mike.
It had a bit of running. It's a bit fitter, but it's deep in its preparations. Out of the rest, look, they're all talented fillies at different stages of prep. Subpoenaed's deep in its prep. Celestial Falls, the trainer says it might not quite be wound up on Saturday. Miss Einstein, very good here, only a length behind Subpoenaed. She's raced Subpoenaed a couple of times, has been close. She gets a 3.5 kilogram swing for about a length, and she likes 1,400 metres. She should like Randwick. They're both hard to beat. OK, is that going to be enough? And it looks as though we've got a few things to find out here in the key factors, Mike, as we light up the goal for race number 4, Subpoenaed. Well, that's Rubisaki form. That's form in anyone's books. Yeah, I thought maybe 2 or 3 length gap when I first watched that replay, but when you go through it, just a small gap. OK, so just a length there to Opacity. As we get this race started, Mike, progression here for the 3 and 4-year-olds. This is more about the ones that don't have progression more than do. True Detective deep in his prep a risk. Opacity freshened up a bit of a risk, and Celestial Falls, like the trainer said, maybe not wound up yet. OK, so Subpoenaed there in front. A lot of gold here for distance, but not for Subpoenaed. Once again, looking at ones that might be a risk at the distance. Subpoenaed hasn't seen a steady to fair 1,400 metres as prep. Opacity probably needs 1,800 metres plus. OK, so a potential slight risk there for the favourite. Track conditions, Miss Einstein goes ahead here. We talk about Randwick types, and she is one. Oxford Tycoon cut out. Better than last up. It was a very dry, fast Rose Hill. All
right, that's what the Race Guide profiling is all about. Profiling your horses for the track. And, well, position and run here, Mike. Look at that. Bit of value here. Rancho Notorious gets some gold.
I thought I found a 70-1 shot when I first saw Rancho, but maybe the form's not quite good enough. Can do something based on last form.
OK, so it's got some gold there, but it didn't have enough gold to catch Miss Einstein, of course, the favourite, not too far behind here, Mike. So, look, we've had a look at a lot of the key factors there. We've looked at all the gold. And, look, Subpoenaed, I mean, the favourite backers will still be happy enough there, but she is beaten a length here, Mike, by a horse that, well, she knows pretty well.
Yeah, they know each other pretty well. It's going to be close between them again. Do you need outside Miss Einstein, inside Subpoenaed? We'll find out on Saturday. 3 strong chances in the race. I like this race. I'm betting in this race. Miss Einstein and Oxford Tycoon are definitely the players at odds. If Subpoenaed wins, good on her,
Yep.
but she's too short for me.
Okay, so let's look at the first two races, race 2 and 4, this weekend at Royal Randwick. Stick around after the break. We've got 3 more big ones, including the features, coming your way. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by the raceguide.com.au. We are looking at the card at Royal Randwick this weekend, but I can say it is the Gosford Gold Cup, and that man, Chris Waller, well, he's got 5 in this race, but a race he hasn't won since he did it with Moriarty back in 2013. So Chris Waller really looking to get another Gold Cup under his ownership. So Graceful Glamour, the favourite, $4.20. Thought he was home last start. The big field, a little bit more pressure here potentially. $4.20. Best of days, $6.50 on the second line. We've got Batiga. Keep your eye to see if it gets a run. Third emergency, $6.50. Sweating on a run. Yulong Prince, $8. A little bit of money there on Thursday. Doncaster, JR8 form, running on strongly. A little bit under the radar, this horse, I think, Mike. And Brimham Rocks, another one there for Waller. House of Cartier coming through the Wagga Cup. Another $1. Scarlet Dream. They're all in the market. A nice open field for the Gosford Gold Cup.
Is it open? We'll see. I quite like this race. It looks like when you first look at it, but I'm definitely having a bet here as well. Let's have a look at Randwick a couple of weeks ago. The last day, the Carnival, Graceful Glamour leading, perfectly rated by Rachel King. She is so good on this mare with a front runner, backing it off early, sprinting into the straight, getting a break and just getting grabbed late. You'll see the last 200 metres pretty chopped up.
Yep.
We'll see what it's like on Saturday. Best of days, okay, but he had every possible chance. Yulong Prince, 3 wide, no cover the whole way. Big run, hidden run, Stu.
Yeah, definitely a nice run there, Mike. But look, I guess the big question here is Graceful Glamour had the ability to quicken this day. Is the tempo going to suit Saturday? We'll wait and see.
Yeah, track conditions. She's one of those mares that needs the right track and conditions. We'll find out on Saturday.
Okay, let's have a look at, another Waller runner here, but another $1. We're taking you back to November last year. And look, Mike, in the form guide, you'll read this as an end of prep run over 2,000. Well, this is going to be on Saturday.
This is a $500,000 listed 2,000 metre race. This is simply a stronger race than what she faces on Saturday. She went around about 20-25 to 1. She got near pace, which she can do on Saturday again. And she fights hard like she always does. Boz sticks on Saturday.
Yeah, good
she
point.
Can win this race.
All right, yeah, nice replay to have a look at there. Well, let's get the Gosford Gold Cup started, Mike. We're looking for the key factors as we get the race started. Looking for the gold. Where are we going here for form?
Yeah, I think that JRA plate form is the best form. Graceful Glamour and Yulong Prince was 3 wide, no cover, and he gets a weight swing. So we're putting him right up there as well.
Okay, so the favourite and Yulong Prince out in front here, Mike. Who's got progression?
Yeah, Brimham Rocks can definitely improve. A few people spotted him running on out wide last start.
Okay, so it's still Graceful Glamour and Yulong Prince here, Mike. What about this distance? 2,000 metres.
Just 2,000 suits Brimham, Mellifluous, another $1 smashes the line and got that listed level form.
Okay, so Graceful Glamour not really going ahead here, Mike, but does it like a dry track?
What do you do with Scarlet Dream? She was so bad second up on a wet track. She can improve on dry, but she's risky deep in her prep.
Yeah, a long way back there. A lot of ground to make up, but position and run, gee, 2,000 metres, it suits a few of them.
Yes, more of the ones it doesn't suit. If you look at the speed map, it's a really interesting speed map. 3 on paces. The inside barriers get near pace. Botega, Brimham Rocks, House of Cartier drawn wide in a bit of a world of pain, Stu. Okay,
so all the ones we had a look at in the replays there were the ones that figured in the finish, but it was Yulong Prince out in front of Graceful Glamour. Another $1, some nice value in there, Mike, but $8, a little bit of money Thursday. You reckon this can turn the tables?
It could definitely turn the tables. Look, I like Botega, I like Brimham Rocks, but the speed map, I think you can pen them as a result. Once again, there are 3 key chances. One I'm waiting for until Saturday, Graceful Glamour, in case it's a dry track. But Yulong Prince each way, another $1 each way. I think they'll both run top 3.
All right, Yulong Prince, $8 there in the Gosford Gold Cup. That's a good one, Mike. Let's have a look now. The Takeover Target Stakes, 1,200 metres, $1,100 Joe Janiak paid for Takeover Target. Took on the world, took him to Royal Ascot and brought it home. How good was that horse? Grey Worm, $3.10. Well, it's a pretty good horse as well. $3.70 into $3.10. The Grey, so strong to the line. It's a good thing to see at the races. Deprive, $5.50 on the next line. Jeez, I wasn't sure about that last 200 there against Grey Worm, Mike, but right there in the betting. Tactical Advantage, $6. Flew down the outside at big odds in the Hawkesbury Gold Rush. Back onto the dry. Of course, we've got Snitz there, well backed as well. $9 into $6. 8 from 24, but up in grade. And, of course, All Too Royal. Easy in the betting. Got a little bit fresh, a loss fresh in the same race as a few of these.
Yeah, a couple of forgives and a couple of good runs in these replays. You've got to decide how forgiving you are at home. Let's start with the Hawkesbury Gold Rush. Tactical Advantage. Look, his stats at Randwick are not bad, but a couple of his wins were in small field, and I think he does prefer a firm, fast Rosehill Gardens. He powered home late, and he was too good. You mentioned it, Stu, All Too Royal, out the back. I know you backed him this day. What do you think of this run out the back here, Stu?
I was left a bit perplexed, Mike. A little bit of money came, then it drifted. So I don't know. I'm on my hands in the air, mate. Not sure.
Just that last 15 metres could tease you in again.
Yeah, I think it probably will, Mike. And well, look, Grey Worm, we know this horse is good. We know we love a grey when it gets to the front and can just do this. The question mark in this race was Deprive. Where are we at with it?
Just a funny tempo, wasn't it? Grey Worm slackened it off between the 6 and the 4. 11.71 he ran, and when they do that, leaders just don't get run down. 11.08, 11.56 he finished with. Deprive out wide. You expect him to surge that last 75 and smash the line. Inner time grabs him. I don't know.
Just being that Randwick horse as well.
Winner of 6 him as well, didn't you?
Winner of 6 from 8 there. I haven't backed that horse in a while. Don't know if I'll be back here this weekend, Mike, but let's see if the key factors can change our minds. Tactical Advantage. Well, this is the one with gold in the form.
Yeah, big win, wasn't it? Impressive. Light him up for form.
OK, so Grey Worm needs to do a little bit of catching up here, Mike. Can it do that with progression?
Interesting race for progression. Got a couple of Bjorn Baker horses here. Crack Me Up, New Stable Recruit, Redouble can perform fresh. Signore Fox can improve. He has to improve. Murillo can improve as well. OK, so still got to catch Tactical Advantage. What about this distance at stage of prep? Yeah, a bit more tempo is included, so Deprive should like it and All Too Royal should like it too. OK, so a few of them levelling up here. This is going to be an interesting finish, and wow, plenty of gold here for the good track. Tactical Advantage lived up to his Randwick stats. I definitely love him, but like I said, I just think he prefers Rosehill slightly better. All
right, Grey Worm, Deprive, Tactical Advantage and All Too Royal. They are all staying like that, Mike. Snitz just couldn't level up.
Leave it to the jockeys.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4 on top. Why did we choose this race, Mike? Hope we can find a little bit of value there, but the favourite is obviously right in it is Grey Worm. It's always going to have its supporters. Deprived supporters are going to be back for sure, but All Too Royal, $8. I don't know, mate. That might have me having a little bit on it.
I think you've convinced me, Stu. You like this horse. He's very likely. Let's in Group 1 form a couple of starts ago. He can settle midfield from a better barrier. He can be in the finish. He's so reliable. If you're betting on a Thursday night, he's definitely the one.
Yep.
Otherwise, wait till Saturday because you've got a sweeper and a leader. Wait to see track pattern. OK,
track pattern there, but All Too Royal for us in the sprint as we wrap it up with race number 9, and it's a mile to end the day. And Mike, I tell you what, this is an interesting race to finish off with because we've got Grand Piano well backed again, $3.20 into $2.70. Ran over the older horses, including Rapido Chaparro, building a very good record. 9 starts for 4 wins. Rapido Chaparro there on the second line, $6. Draws out here though, but we know it's going to be sent forward by Hippo. Dealmaker on the third line there, $8. A great ride by Abdullah last time. The miles his go. We've got Costello, $8.50. A little bit of money Thursday. Broke through for a deserved win at the midweeks at the latest. And of course, Masaf, another interesting runner, resuming the Irish import, having its first start for the Waller camp and no trial for a couple of months.
Yeah, talk about likeable horses. Grand Piano is one of those, can get near pace, can go midfield. And one thing about him is he always smashes the line 3 wide with cover this day. Geez, Above and Beyond went well in front of him. That horse is absolutely flying. Looking for him next start. Gets to the outside, runs home hard. Rapido Chaparro. This horse will like the 1,600 metres, but he also definitely wants a dry, firm track. So maybe he's not one for Thursday night, Stu.
All right, well, could it be a battle of the two favourites, Mike? I love the way these two finish, and of course they gap third here in the end.
Decent gap. The time was pretty good. Hard to beat again. OK, mate, you found a very interesting replay here. Valentino Rossi, 24th of August last year. I note that it was 8 runs deep in its preparation then. Pretty sure it's about that this time in too, Mike. This is a horse that is definitely hard to catch and also a horse that on his day can produce a huge turn of foot. The inside barrier and the drying track does tempt me. Once again, I thought I found a 34-1 shot that was definitely going to win. But his recent form just isn't good enough to dive in with a big bet.
Yep.
But he's pretty good, Stu.
OK, you've had a look at it for a reason. I know Darren Flindell saying Nash is strong. Well, Tommy's got to be there on that horse weekend to get it over the line. Get out stakes, Mike. You've said it. Race 9. Let's wrap it up. Grand Piano is the one that's absolutely flying.
This is harder than the last race. Grand Piano up in the weights. Rapido Chaparro gets a weight turnaround. Dealmaker, strong last up but never wins. And Costello, what's wrong with him?
OK, good. This is a good race to end the day, Mike. Let's go. Gold, purple sector for progression.
Well, look, his first trial was okay recently. His second trial in the wet wasn't. Can he improve, the big guy?
Okay, well, he's going to need to catch these 4 favourites because they're the ones out in front. But Rapido, Chaparro and Dealmaker go ahead with distance.
Yeah, Grand Piano was beaten at the mile last time, so a small risk. Rapido and Dealmaker fine.
Okay, Grand Piano lovers, can it catch up here with track conditions?
Yeah, I think edge off Randwick better for him than Rapido, Chaparro.
Okay, these 3 there, Mike. Can Costello cause a little bit of a boil over here and finish in line?
No. Nauticus, inside barrier helps, but maybe not enough.
Okay, so Grand Piano, Rapido, Chaparro, Dealmaker. Mate, it's the 3 favourites here in the last.
No insight.
I don't know how much value we're going to have here, Mike. Let's have a look here now. Grand Piano lovers, well, they'll be on that. $2.70. Rapido, Chaparro to turn the tables. They're all there, Mike. Looking down the page here, Costello. Look, we saw the replay of Valentino Rossi, $34, but a few others at value in and around that mark.
Yeah, I blame you for this. You challenged me to do a get-out stakes, so I did the get-out stakes, and I got nothing, Stu. Dartboard job. Valentino Rossi on a Thursday night, $5, but otherwise, no idea.
Mate, you've pulled them off in the past before. Let's see Valentino Rossi, I think about $34 there in the last. Well, let's look at 5 big races from Royal Randwick this weekend. Plenty more after the break coming your way. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by the raceguide.com.au. I've enjoyed having a look at those 5 races, Mike, especially that 2-year-old race. What a day it's going to be at Randwick this weekend. Winter racing is lighting up, but of course plenty more winners to find, Mike. 9 races on the card. We've only done 5, mate, so come on. I know we found some at value, but any favourites in the day to keep us occupied?
Mixed confidence, I think, is the word on Saturday. Glamour Cat. $7 attacks the line like her. Overlord,
yep.
$8.50 down the outside. Malia Magic, way down in grade at $14. She can do something. Miss Einstein swooping. Masked Crusader, you don't need us to tip him $1.80. Gone by, much better last start. On pace, so tough. Yulong Prince, the each way play of the day. All 2 Royal small bet. And Valentino Rossi, very small bet.
The dartboard job in the last there, Mike. Okay, well, that takes us to the $100 hot seat time, Mike. And you mentioned the Tigers off the top of the show, mate. They sort of, warm up and they seem to just, they sometimes come home, but they
never get there, mate. They never get there.
$100 hot seat. Come on, let's get it over the line.
I don't know why you think the Tigers come late, because they just don't get there, do they? Oh, $15 Overlord, $8.50. $5 Allure at $23. They'll start us off well. Miss Einstein, swooping, just in case the track's on pace, just win bet only. Oxford Tycoon, he'll be right in the finish, but race 7's the one we really like.
Yep.
Yulong Prince, another $1. They both run very well near pace.
Okay, so there's a $100 hot seat. Let's get that profit back into the positive for 2020, Mike. And of course, the charity multi. Let's get straight to this now. We're going to go start in race number 4, Oxford Tycoon. Solid horse. All merit in that last start. $3.60 there. We'll multi that up with Yulong Prince. You've said it's the each way bet of the day. We'll have those at a place at $20 at 10.08. That's looking good to me. And well, the duet, Mike, it didn't work last week, but I mentioned my father how he loves his duet, so I'm going to keep doing a duet until we get one. Yulong Prince there, and of course another $1 for a little bit of value. How's that one?
He loves a duet. We have to get one of these. We'll never hear the end of it. Only $21 to the Red Shield appeal, Stu. We have to lift.
Yeah, we're going to lift that one as well, but of course we can do that this weekend, Mike, and of course all the race guides up there at the raceguide.com.au. All your profiling for Randwick this weekend, but of course good luck to the Gosford Race Club as well, because it's their big day.
Enjoy your weekend.